So I was supposed to announce something in between this video and the previous one, but that didn't happen because I was busy doing other things. So as we see this cut back, well, it's going to be an Amnesiac run, but we're also playing with, well, two custom mysteries for the moment, because I randomly picked one, and so we're going to treat it like we have two custom mysteries. So yeah, I'll just do what I do, but essentially I was doing a 48-hour challenge, and I guess we'll see what actually happens, if anything happens during this weekend. If it doesn't, well, that would not be great for me. So, for timestamp's sake, let's get into this Cthulhu Amnesiac run. We're still gonna work with the mysteries we have. We can actually just forget the spell. Never mind, we can't forget the spell. So I guess we're working with another spell slot. I mean, I'll use it if need be. It's not a hard or soft rule that I have to not use or use the Heat Wave now, but hey, light source, second encounter, dexterity, second mystery, knowledge, maybe a charisma check, and we'll see what happens. So, without further ado, we're probably just going to end up taking 3 stamina damage, 5 reason. I already forgot if I had the light check, but we'll try to remember everything anyway. It would be to my own advantage to remember my second encounter anyway, if for no other reason than to improve my own ability to remember things, like being able to remember that I should have been filling my empty bottle when I have an empty bottle. Shrug. But yeah, off we go. So, Bulletin Festival, we'll do the 2 custom mysteries here. One of them is just a placeholder. One of them I chose at random out of the mod pack mystery setup I had. So just excuse the name. It doesn't mean anything. It's more a template holder. And I'll explain later as I go on, because I think this might, if not for no other reason, be helpful for anyone who's basically trying to make a custom mystery of your own. And the easiest part I can mention right now is take it slow. Take it slow and work at it piecemeal. And by piecemeal, I mean do one event at a time, but at the very beginning, really just work on getting your mystery intro started. I don't have a weapon here. I don't know why I took this, but I took it because I was losing my mind. We'll throw the empty bottle. I don't want to lose any more reasons. So let us sever kick here. But yeah, work on the intro. And then work on your events, and then work on the ending if you care. Oh, that's right. We're doing a lot of damage because we only have 2 knowledge. That's why. Well, that was not worth it, but I took it for the corpse dust because we're doing amnesia. I just forgot to grab a weapon because I'm me. So, off we go. We're gonna use up all this doom here because we need it. And yeah, looking for other sources of experience while we're here. So, we could work with the sledgehammer. We are Miku. Oh. Just have to head desk my own microphone for a moment here. I could take the shovel instead. 3 funds for a 6 damage shovel. Again, I would have advised you, if you're gonna work with a slow weapon I would have advised anyone else to take the sledgehammer. But if you are taking the shovel, it's because you're gonna go for funds and try to get a pack of cigarettes before the end of your run. That's really the takeaway there. If you do not get if you don't get a pack of cigarettes and you're using the shovel, normally you're going to be hurting yourself more often than not. Practical experience is, yeah, you're going to be in a lot of pain. That being said, I need to use the can of Elsoft here, but, oh yeah, we're not going to gamble on that. Who am I kidding? We do get to 2-turn with this, but, oh, yeah, we do get to 2-turn with this. I was going to say, I thought I messed up my math, but again, keeping in mind that this is a very specific threshold, especially with the speed. Did the speed fluctuate? If it didn't, then having 5 strength, the 120 speed shovel is necessary for that. Now, unfortunately, we just RNG'd our way into a elevator event, so I guess we'll do another run, and we'll keep on the lookout, because we're trying to get to our template custom mystery. It's not really a template. I literally just copy-pasted off of another custom mystery, but you can make a custom mystery all on your own, too. The ETO files, or the blank/example ETO file, should be available somewhere on the internet. If nowhere else, if nowhere else, then the Discord server. We'll do another Amnesiac run. I don't know which old GAD we had, so I'm just gonna say Goizel for now and move on with our lives. But yeah, let's try to pay a bit more attention than not at all, because again, I'll explain kind of the custom mystery part when we get there. Knowledge, dexterity, Takushi-san, second encounter, light check, and maybe a charisma check? Was I seeing that correctly? But I know I'm losing 5 reason. Miku here tends to not have a fun time on backstories or situations or backstories that just remove a lot more reason, even though you do have her Doomed already. If your RNG, if you feel your RNG is bad, yeah, it just your reason is still going to be relatively low. Not saying that. Now to rewind on that a little bit, not saying that Doomed already is not a good perk. It is an amazing perk in my opinion. But if you're working with custom mysteries and a whole lot of custom content, from what I've seen, it's just if you're just as likely to take stamina damage in this situation, then yeah, Doomed already is a little less effective just by working the numbers. But that being said, again, depends on your RNG. In my case, hope that the run is more reason heavy, so to take Doomed already, and then right after that, hope that you're lucky in to some extent in events, basically. Shrug. I did forget to grab a weapon here, but it's fine. Now, the one thing I will say that on an Amnesiac run, assuming you have the Lost Wallet item enabled, because it's not, I think the backstory assumes you're using that custom item, but correct me if I'm wrong. Otherwise, we're taking the sledgehammer this time. And I don't know if we're going to actually be able to prep strong with this. I think we need at least 7 strength, if I recall correctly, but I guess we're going to find out. So, as we move on to this full investigation forest here, let's hope that things work out correctly. And, yeah. My body. 2 knowledge, rolled a 10, doesn't matter, and yeah, this is a lot of pain. Knowing that I'm using a slow weapon, though, that doesn't leave a lot of room for me to use the assess action. And that's kind of needed on Amnesia, because to be fair, a lot of the time you're usually able to add in, a lot, 20 time units, basically. You usually have 20 time units on your kill turn. So what ends up happening, I meditated instead of assessed. I'm going absolutely insane. But yeah, you're usually able to grab that experience anyway. So all things considered, that is a nice part of Amnesiac. Still, though, you are fighting an uphill battle. It's just not the uphill slant that is, say, Commoner. Again, Commoner is the direct comparison here because both mess with your experience. One in the extreme case and the other not as extreme. Also, we ran into that event like 2 or 3 times now, so our Doom just shot up through the roof. But to Doom, would I rather run into that event multiple times or run into getting branded like cattle in the hospital? The former, by far, because of it's just like a 4 Doom slap in the face, and you could just run into the event again. Now, usually you're going to cycle through a bunch of events, and especially in my case when I'm using like 200 plus events, a lot of them including the hospital, as much as any other location, yeah, you're probably not going to run into the same event twice. But if RNG allows, yeah, yeah. So, and I think it still takes away, I think it's actually only taking away 3 Doom now, but I'm confused because there's always typos here and there, so just trying my best to remember what is actually happening. Is that always a +1 reason at minimum? Because I thought it looked like I failed that. I wasn't watching closely, but hey. And then we rolled a 12, but like, count on me to fail 75% or more of my events, just on average. Now, that may not have felt like the case in the past, but hey, I don't think we can do much better here. It looks like we can, but we can't. Unless I use Heat Wave. Here, I could use Heat Wave, but let's just stay in the spirit of things and not use it. So, that does mean I take 3 stamina damage, but now if I die as a result, we're just going to force ourselves into the custom mystery. I don't remember which is which. I think you run. Maybe I guessed wrong there, but we passed the check, thankfully, so I'm shrugging in real life as I say, well, never mind, because the game just decided to give me an event anyway. So, you know what? We're going to end this video on looking at the custom mystery. Gosh dang it, RNG and me, but no chance to rest either. We were in a situation. It doesn't really matter who we pick here, because we just want to go through. So, without further ado, let's get into it and move on. I need to remember to take out Heat Wave, by the way, but let's get into it. So, again, ignore the name. It is really just a template because I was making this mystery for a custom character. Also note that I'm just using art. This is from the Mansion event, And this is just kind of a longer line. So again, work on the very beginning of your thing. I think there's even an icon that I haven't changed yet, but you won't see that because you have to go into the mystery inspection thing to even see that. So again, just to note really quickly, this is the second page, I think, of the second page of the custom mystery thing. If I'm just looking directly at the text file, it's called text 2. But I wanted to see kind of to stretch how long I can make it. You can obviously add in line breaks yourself with the pound symbol. Pound symbol, is that what it's called? And if you are privy to a lot of custom mysteries, you will know where part of this background image comes from. And then I just slapped on the Shio Cowtown in the back. You can tell because the figure here always lets me know that comes from the main screen when you start a run. But otherwise, again, small parts here, like if you don't even have to add text in. If you were to add anything, add in the 1, 2, 3, or 4, just to kind of note where you are in your investigation of mysteries. Also note that I think this one is always added to custom mysteries, and I don't know if you can take that away. If you can, let me know. But otherwise, again, you could tack on custom events, but I say if you're just making a mystery on your own and it's your first mystery, just get used to just making sure that you can go through a certain number of events and then getting to the end. And then after that, feel free to add in events as you please. If you're working with linked events, don't even start making like 2 or 3 events and link them together. Just make one, then link that one event to a second event after you've gone through and, like I said, get your custom mystery working with just like 4 to 7 investigations. And you can add more later, but just get your very intro of your mystery working, get the middle working, and then get the end. Now you can add in locations like I am too. You're forced to, otherwise your mystery just goes nowhere. But right after that, just make sure that your end screen here is working, and then make sure that you have everything that you want to see here. I added in this text myself, but again, just getting through the bare minimum here. So yeah, not much else to say. We'll quit this out because those 2 runs I did were kind of autopiloted, but just wanted to get through the custom mystery just to show that if nothing else, I'm working on something for myself. A message to myself. But yeah, without further ado, not really much else to talk about. We're gonna keep trying to play Amnesiac, but we'll just move on with life. Thank you for watching. Bye!